No time for the doubt, they counting me out, I'm getting it in, yeah. No time for no loss, I'm paying the cost, I'm in it to win, yeah. Diffuse, mine, it can't be diffused. If you ain't thinking the same, then we playing by different rules. You can't see the vision, we living at different views. Until we complete the mission, keep getting up, never snooze. I walked a mile in my shoes, had the mind of a fool, chasing diamonds and jewels. Trust me, I was confused. Started minding my business and used my mind as a tool. Ended up finding my purpose and found the time to get to it. They told me I couldn't do it, they told me I couldn't make it. They sold it, could never break it. That's sadly mistaken. I need a piece of the pie, I want it so bad I can taste it. They told me like told me, keep on running toes, they gon' take them. Refuse to lose, built to win, apply myself, I felt it in. No time for the doubt, they counting me out, I'm getting it in, yeah. No time for no loss, I pay for the cost, I'm winning to win, yeah. Refuse to lose, I'm built to win, apply myself.
Welcome back to CTC. I'm your gracious host, Carl, and I'm back with another episode. Game day style episode. I know I normally talk about games that happen day of, but I gotta go to work tomorrow, so I'm gonna be talking about these games that's going on tomorrow. Before I do that, I'd like to ask you to leave a like, comment, share, subscribe. It helps this channel grow. It helps the network grow. My channel CTC by way of the Refuse to Lose network, and we got other channels like BWT who went live yesterday, who covered the AL West, if I remember correctly. Dave Doghouse was yesterday or 2 days ago. I'm almost done his episode. It's a really good episode. I actually got to talk to Dave about some things about that one. We got Joe's Kings Talk, which should be returning soon. I think the Kings play. Do they play today? Play today, maybe play Saturday. But whenever they have a game, he'll be back live to talk about it. FFC, Fantasy Football with Coach Coombs, which no fantasy football season's over. So just be on the lookout whenever he makes the return. We got RBO. RBO was supposed to go live today. He postponed it till tomorrow, so he will be live tomorrow around 9:30 in the morning. So be on the lookout for that. I don't want to spoil what he's doing, but you might want to tune in for it if you watch the NBA. I know. Last but certainly not least, we have In the Red Corner. They should be going live Sunday. Some big boxing events is going on, so be on the lookout for that Sunday. And I think I got everybody. I got me, I got Teddy, I got Dave, Joe. Oh, the main show. How can I forget about the main show? Main show, they went live yesterday. They talked about Justin Fields' situation. Fields, Caleb Williams, what would you do? They cover a bunch of topics in sports. So the main show is featuring Joe, Tomo, and Dave. So please, like I said, leave a like, comment, share, subscribe for all of those channels and networks. And if you like what you're listening to, stick with us. Now, special CTC. I had this happen once with Duke and Carolina. Now I got it with Duke again, man. Them Duke boys causing a lot of trouble. We got Duke and Wake Forest, the rematch tomorrow, 2:00. And I got some guys with us. I'm gonna bring them up. First, I got Dave. Hold on, Dave. I got you. Hold on. Let me get the chair. Next,
let's get it. Dave Doghouse in the building.
Next, I got Joe. And last but certainly not least, I got my boy Teddy, Mr. BWT.
Dude.
I ain't asked for all that, man. All right, so as y'all know, man, like I just said, big rematch tomorrow in the ACC. Duke at Wake Forest tomorrow, 2:00. I'm trying to get the banner as we speak. Give me 1 second. Oh, shoot, going right past it. Boom, chat rematch right there. Duke, Wake Forest. Duke is not favorited tomorrow. Wake Forest is actually favorited at home, -2.5, 2:00 on ESPN. I'm going to set it up, and I'm going to let y'all go. And this I'm going to go. So since Duke won, I'm going to let Dave go first. Then I'm going to let Joe go, and then I'm going to let Teddy go. But I got to let the Duke go first. The Duke guy go first. So
usually we let the losers go first. So.
Hey, man, look, I like to let the winners –
it's his show, Dave. Go ahead, Dave.
You're right.
No, I got to set it up. So, as y'all know, Duke won the last matchup on February 12th, 77-69 at Cameron Indoor. Efton Reed, he was in early foul trouble throughout the whole game. He fouled out, only played 15 minutes. Hunter Silas, he had a really good game, shot 50% from the field, 40% from three, had 22 points. Kyle Flipkowski He had 21 points, 11 boards, but Mark Mitchell led the team in scoring with 23 points and 8 boards. Duke only had 4 bench points, while Wake Forest had 18 bench points. Wake Forest had 40 points in the paint, while Duke had 32 points in the paint. Dave, I'm not going to ask who you think is going to win. I obviously know who you think is going to win. I'm going to just say, tell me why you think Duke wins the rematch tomorrow at Wake Forest.
Well, I got to say this. McCain has been causing a lot of problems for a lot of teams. So I feel like McCain is going to be able to catch fire in this game. I do think that Kyle Filipowski is going to have another good game. Mark Mitchell also had a good game. He had 23 points and 8 rebounds in that game. I believe that it just repeats itself. Now, I do think this game is going to be a lot closer than it was, even though the game was pretty much close. We only won the game by 8 points. But I think this is going to go down to the wire to like maybe the last shot in the game. Wake Forest plays really good at home. Duke, we're just Duke. We win no matter where we go. So I'm expecting us to play really good defense. Jeremy Roach, the senior, has always been a good defender. I'm just expecting us to have our experience and our stars to be able to take over this game.
All right, Joe, tell me why you think Wake Forest wins tomorrow.
First of all, thank you for having me. I'm excited about this episode. But anyways, it's like we recruited your homies to beat Demon Dickens. We got them attending your way. But anyways, I need my man Reed to stay out of foul trouble. That's number one thing. Like you said, he only played 15 minutes. He had, first of all, I don't know why our coach kept him in the game. I think he had those 2 quick fouls. So, but it is what it is, But that killed us, and the fact that we were able to stay in that game without him being on the floor says a lot. Also, he like you said, he fouled out. Andrew Carr also fouled out. So 2 of our bigs, fouled out the game. But I feel like we gotta, keep forcing turnover. We did a good job doing that in the first game. We gotta capitalize on the fast break opportunities. The foul trouble was lopsided. They shot way more free throws than us. We can't let that happen in this game. I feel like the officiating was kind of crazy for both sides. I felt like for most of the part it was us, and down the stretch we had some breaks. But I feel like it was inconsistent. But my man Saturdays, he gotta be more aggressive. I feel like when the game is like when our offense is started out, he gotta be more aggressive offensively. He did a good job of that in some portions of the game. And then Mitchell killed us the first time. So down the stretch mostly. And lastly, man, we gotta shoot better from the 3-point line. I mean, there's no way we can't go 6 from 26 again and expect to win this game. I know Duke didn't shoot well also.
Definitely didn't. Only 7 to 25.
Yeah, they didn't shoot well also, but I feel like we had a lot of good looks, especially from our great shot cashing out. So I think that's the key. So basically, stay out of foul trouble. Saturdays got to be more aggressive and shoot better from the 3-point line.
Teddy, why do you think Duke will win?
Because we're just better. It's just that simple, dude. We've got the coach bringing the energy. Last game, Wake Forest scored a bucket, and then they let the ball just keep rolling. They did that little thing where they don't want to get the delayed game. They put their hands up, keep running, and the ball just kept rolling. And then the coach threw it, and he got the Cameron crazies. They started going nuts, and then our point guard came down, hit a big 3. I feel like we're going to be able to hit our shots. 7 for 25 is not ideal. And I feel like we're going to be better all around.
All right.
Yeah, we've shot better from 3 late since that game, honestly.
Mm-hmm.
And like I said, McCain has just been showing that he's stepping up, showing that he's just as good, if not, I'm not saying he's better, but just as good, or if not, some people may believe better than Kyle Filipowski. Kyle Filipowski was a really good freshman last year. He came in as the preseason ACC Player of the Year. And McCain has showed, well, look, I can put up 35 in any moment. So I feel like McCain's going to be able to have a really good game and show why he's the second best player, if not the best player on this team.
Ooh, that's a stretch. Best player? I don't even know if he's second best. I love Kyle. I love Tyrese. I don't know. But look, right, cool. I think I'm going to have Joe back on this one. I don't expect Cam Hildreth to – I got the numbers right here. Cam Hildreth was 1 for 9 from the field, 0 for 3 from 3. Y'all expect Cam Hildreth to shoot like that again? No. Boopy Miller, 1 for 7, 0 for 3 from 3. Do I expect him to shoot like that again? No, I expect Boopy Miller to be aggressive. I expect him to attack the cup. And I expect Cam Hildreth to knock down shots that come to him. Now, Teddy, you brought up the fact that John Shire got the crowd involved. The Cameron, the door came. That's the door. The ball came. He got the crowd hype. He ain't in Cameron. He had Wake Forest. That ain't going to work. He on the road. They ain't going to get hype for him. That happened again. So that I think that was a key momentum boost right there. That momentum boost won't be there tomorrow at 2 o'clock. Also, Efton Reed. Why was he in the game with 3 fouls in the first half? I can't explain that. Joe can't explain that. I don't know why the coach did that. Just not a smart move at all. I don't even know why he was in the game with 2 fouls, let alone 3. But I don't think that happens again. And I do think Efton Reed did give Cal Fukowski some troubles. I do think Efton Reed is a really good big man at his third team from LSU and Gonzaga. I think he's a really good big. I think once he was eligible to play for Wake Forest, that's when Wake Forest took that leap and they got better as a team. In my opinion, I think Wake Forest does win this game Saturday. Wake Forest shot terribly. I mean, terribly against Duke. I mean, y'all shot bad too. Don't get me wrong. But y'all had other things going for y'all. Wake Forest had good looks. They just missed. They missed a lot of good looks. And like I said, y'all was at home, so y'all had the benefit of the home crowd, stuff like that, and to get momentum going. They didn't. So not only were they missing good open looks, they had foul trouble, and they're at Duke. That's not a recipe for success on the road against a team like Duke. Now, I don't see any of those things, minus maybe the foul trouble maybe happening again. I think Wake Forest knocks down those good looks. They get their home crowd involved, and now can Duke battle from that?
I believe we can. I mean, like you said, we didn't shoot good from 3 either, and we've shot better since then. I feel like that will be a cause for success for us. I feel like we're going to be able to shoot a lot better in this game than we did before, and it's going to be the same result. Bring out the brooms.
I felt like our ball pressure was a lot more aggressive the first game. I felt like our guards were getting at y'all guards. We was forcing a lot of turnovers. And this is away. You normally see that at home. So I do think what Carl is saying makes a lot of, especially in the college atmosphere. Like the home court is a big advantage.
We agree on that.
And there were a lot of times when y'all made runs. Y'all crowd was going crazy, the crazies, right? That's what I call them, right? And we responded, But I felt like Salas had to be. Look, he took 20 shots, which is a lot, in college. I'm okay if he takes 25, 27. That's the type of guy he is, especially when Reed is now on the court. But I don't see Reed being in foul trouble playing 15 minutes, y'all. Are you serious? He only played 15 minutes and we lost by 8. Like that game doesn't. That 8 points doesn't even tell the story for us. It's a much closer game, I believe. But I think it'll be a good game still. But I think that whole court advantage, like Carl said, is going to be a huge advantage. If we're going to force a lot more turnovers than we did the first game.
Yes. I think some of those turnovers wasn't even just forced for y'all. It was just bad passing by us as well. Yeah. It was just a lot of unforced errors that we had. Y'all played good defense, don't get me wrong. But some of those errors were also on us. There were just a lot of lazy passes, a lot of it was just stupid. It didn't make a lot of sense, some of the passes we were making. So I think we'll be able to fix that.
And then another thing I have.
Okay, Damari hit a shot too? My bad, go ahead.
I was about to say, another thing I have is I think Wake Forest started 0 for 7 from 3 to start the game. It was bad. Like, I didn't shoot that bad. Like, I got the numbers here too. They shot 39% from the field, 23% from 3. Y'all shot 47% from the field, 28% from 3. That's a significant difference.
It is. But the 3-point percentage was also a similarity, and I feel like our 3-point percentage is going to improve.
But y'all also almost shot 50% from the field.
And we might shoot 40% from 3 in this game.
But that's what I'm saying is y'all shot almost 50% from field, 5% better from 3, and it was really a 6-point game. But if I remember correctly,
that was 2%.
Wake Forest gave up like a dunk or something at the end of the game. I remember it was like a bad beat because the line was like 7.5, and like Wake Forest gave up something crazy at the end of the game and didn't score, and then that's why it became an 8-point game. It was something stupid at the end that had gamblers pissed. I remember talking about it.
Yeah, lucky we didn't have DeMar DeRozan in that team. You'd have probably tried to fight for
Yeah, it was something crazy to make it an 8-point game. It was a close game throughout the entirety of the game, and Wake Forest shot terribly. I understand y'all shot bad from 3, but at the end of the day, y'all still almost shot 50% from the field.
Now, Carl, I will say this about Duke. I feel like the second half of the game, like the second half, Salah started taking over. First of all, when he was aggressive, I feel like I had no answer for him. Y'all were trying to double him, and he was still getting to the cup. But I will say this, like the second half of that second half, y'all kind of turned up your defense intensity. It was hard for us to find a shot. We were struggling. We were shooting at the end of the shot clock. And off, like I said, Mitchell, like we had no answer for him. I kept ISOing him, going pick and roll with him, and he was just basically against the line constantly. So I would say that, like, down the stretch, y'all were more poised. But that's been Wake Forest's issue. Like, when we play good teams, we just can't close the deal, And I feel like we really need this win. I feel like we get this win. I don't know. You can probably test this more, Carl. But if we get this win versus Duke, and obviously we can't lose to no more bad teams, but we beat Duke, that's probably our ticket into the tournament, like automatic.
For sure.
We should be there for sure. So this game is very important for our I'm about to say organization, which it is, for our school.
Also for Wake Forest, y'all were missing free throws and easy layups in that game too. So.
Yeah, and y'all shot 12 more free throws than them as well. And by the way, Joe, to your point, the blowout win with Pitt, if y'all do come off that blowout win versus Pitt and beat Duke, y'all should be off the bubble. So
and we could be dangerous in the tournament because of our shooting ability, but I'm excited, man.
Listen,
man, I don't know
if you're relying on a guy named Boopy, rhymes with Poopy, you're not gonna be good.
What rhymes with Poopy? Dookie.
Yeah.
Teddy, I'm sorry, man. You fell right into that trap. Right into that trap.
And then speaking of Jared McClain, you can't talk when you have a guy that paint his nails. You can't do that when you have a guy. Even though Jared McClain had 17 last time they played, he did. He had 17, really good game. He had a pretty good game. I won't say really good game. He had a pretty good game. But you just can't do that when you got a guy on your team that do that. But
we got a guy like that too, so. But go ahead.
That guy also got me a T-shirt, so I can't complain.
Exactly.
No, Caleb Foster got you a T-shirt. Caleb Foster got you a T-shirt. That's who got you one. But yeah, I'm going Wake Forest in this matchup. I think Wake Forest gets their revenge at home. If I remember correctly, didn't Brandon Childress? I gotta look this one up. I think Brandon Childress got a win against Duke too at Wake Forest. I think Wake Forest plays Duke pretty tough at home.
Friendly wager, Joe?
What are we talking?
We'll talk in the chat.
Okay, let's get it.
Hey, we got it. Okay, and that's why the name of the segment is Chat Rematch.
I'm almost certain you don't have any Demi Deacon paraphernalia at home.
I don't.
I don't have any Duke paraphernalia at home.
Okay.
Sound like we got the bet already.
Joe will remain without any Wake Forest gear. So.
at least when it comes to us, if he bets the Tar Heels, he might get some. So you never know.
Nah, I don't even think they play yet. Yeah, that's probably coming up soon. Yeah, hey,
it's got to be
on though. Hey, y'all know my show, Open Door Policy. Y'all want to get on talk about it.
Whenever wherever Wake Forest plays mine in the chat, I'm in.
Yes, sir.
Let's get it. I'm gonna make sure I'm in the comment section too.
Yes, sir. So, all right, cool. We got that out the way. We got our predictions. Dave obviously going Duke. Joe's going Wake Forest. Teddy's going Duke. I'm going Wake Forest. I got 8-9 games to go over. I know Joe has to go, so I'm gonna let Joe get some final words real quick. Go ahead, Joe.
Hey, it's a pleasure. Appreciate you for having me on the show. Like I said, anytime you talk about Wake, I'm in there. Shout out to Teddy and Dave Doghouse, BWT. Y'all booming too. Y'all enjoy the rest of the show. Or have a good rest of the show.
All right, cool. Appreciate you for coming on. Dave, final words.
Yeah, again, appreciate you for allowing me to come on CTC. I would like that if you talk about some women's college basketball that you also have me on.
It's coming soon.
All right, just letting you know.
I know about Juju. I saw Caitlin take that slug yesterday to Indiana, or a couple of days ago to Indiana. I know a little something, so it's coming soon.
Definitely. All right, but for me, man, I'm just excited. Definitely tune into Dave's Doghouse last episode from yesterday. Also, if you didn't watch the R2L special, make sure you go look at that. BWT, the AL West, man, he was talking some facts about the A's, the Astros, especially the Astros, and the Angels. The Angels just go ahead and trade Trout. Just get him up out of there, man, because y'all not doing him no justice. But thank you for Carl for allowing me to be on. Make sure you tune in to In Red Corner. Make sure you tune into King's Talk when it comes on, and RBO. RBO will be live tomorrow 9:30, so make sure you tune into it.
King's Talk after that.
Yes, sir. And then Teddy, final words.
Yeah, Carl, appreciate you for having me on. Yeah, make sure you guys go check out that latest episode. It's all about the Yankees, right? Can't forget. It's tomorrow. Tomorrow's the big day. Spring training starts tomorrow, baby. I'm amped. Let's go, Yankees!
Yeah, I wore my Tigers hat on purpose.
We about to start singing Soto Shuffle, baby. Soto Shuffle.
Hey, Joe, you notice something about their hats? One is straight like a flat line. The other one is down like it's folded. So somebody gonna fold or somebody gonna die. So we don't know.
Soto gonna be shuffling to
At
that
least it's
dugout
not
tomorrow.
$5. At least it's not $5.
Okay, Dave.
Hey, man. Hey, I appreciate y'all for coming on, man. Hey, good luck to y'all. I can't wait for the game tomorrow. I'm going to be at work, but I'm going to try to tune in when I can. It's going to be a good one. Hopefully, hey, Joe, I'm riding with you because hopefully I got to go 1-0. Got to go 1-0. So,
hey, it's at 9 o'clock, ain't it?
No, I said 2.
Yeah,
2 p.m.?
Oh, y'all know already. He said,
I'm about to be watching while I'm at work. Dude, watch.
2 p.m. 2
I'm
p.m.
the only
ESPN.
manager at work tomorrow. Bad. I'm watching it.
I'm tuned in.
Yes, sir. All right. Y'all be safe, my boys.
Let's get it.
All
All
right.
right. Appreciate you.
All right. So that's the chat rematch right there. I got 8 more games to watch for tomorrow. First one, Houston at Baylor, 12 o'clock on CBS. Now, y'all know Houston's coming off the huge win against Iowa State. That was the battle for first place in the Big 12. Houston won at home. Really good game, really grit. I mean, just full of grit defense. Baylor, though. No, Houston is the whole team. Excuse me. Houston is the road team. Number 2, Houston, led by LJ Cryer. Coming back home to Baylor, where he first started his college career. 15 points per game. Jamal Shea, who had an amazing game against Iowa State. 13.3 points per game, 5.8 assists per game. And Jawan Roberts, 9 points per game, 7 rebounds per game. My X factor in this one is Javier Francis. He's gonna be huge in rim protection with those guards from Baylor trying to get to the cup, and he's gonna be huge dealing with Messi, the active big fella from Baylor. Messi, he also averages 1.4 blocks per game, which is Francis, so that's gonna be huge against Baylor. Now Houston, as y'all know, is 23-3, 10-3 in the Big 12. 4-game win streak after the loss to Kansas. So they've been hot after taking that road L to Kansas. They're first in scoring defense, only allowing 55.3 points per game, and first in field goal percentage allowed, only giving up 37.3 or 37.4 if you round up field goal percentage per game, which is really good. So first in both of those categories in the country. They're like first in a bunch of defensive categories in the country. Houston's a really good defensive team. Baylor is led by Ray J. Dennis. Ray J. Dennis averages 13.1 points per game, 6.6 assists per game. Jacoby Walter, 14.4 points per game, 4.5 rebounds per game, and 1.2 steals per game. And Jalen Bridges, averaging 10.9 points per game, 4.8 rebounds per game. As y'all know, Langston Love, he's been out for Baylor of late. My X factor in this one is Jaden Nunn, the VCU transfer. He has to help provide more scoring for the Baylor Bears going against this Houston defense. He's got to provide scoring as a starting guard. We know Ray J is going to be able to score. Jacoby Walters is going to get a couple buckets. Jaden has to join the party and help them out. If y'all remember, again, Jaden Nunn is the one with that game winner against Iowa State in Baylor. He's going to be huge for the Baylor Bears. Baylor is currently 19-7, 8-5 in the Big 12, but they won 3 of their last 5, and they're 13-1 at home. So a really good home record. The only loss at home was to TCU in like triple overtime. They're 22nd in scoring offense, averaging 82.6 points per game, and 25th in scoring margin, winning by average of 11 points when they win. For this game, riding with Houston. Houston is hot. They are really hot. I understand that they just came off a huge home win against Iowa State, but their defense, like I said about Iowa State, defense travels. Their defense travels. And I think they're really going to give Baylor a tough time scoring the ball. Why they have guys that can score themselves? You have Emmanuel Sharp. You have why am I blanking? You have Jamal Shea, who just went for like 26. You have LJ Cryer, who's not revenge game because he didn't leave on bad terms, but he's going back to his old school. He wants to have a good show in that Baylor. So you got these guys that can put the ball in the basket. Plus, they play great defense. So I think Houston wins the game. I think Baylor keeps it close, but ultimately, like I said, man, Houston, that defense travels. The next game I have for y'all is a Big Ten matchup. Iowa at Illinois, 2:15 on Big Ten Network. Iowa is led by Peyton Sanford, 15.5 points per game, 6.4 rebounds per game. Tony Perkins, 15.2 points per game, 4.3 rebounds per game, and 4.2 assists per game. And Ben Creaky, the transfer from, I believe, like Green Bay, averaging 14.2 points per game and 5 rebounds per game. The X factor in this one to me is Patrick McCaffrey and his three-point shooting. Well, his scoring ability in total. Iowa's going to have to score because Iowa's not known for defense, and Illinois have a bunch of bucket getters, so they got to be able to score and keep pace. And Patrick McCaffrey, in my opinion, is going to have to be a big charge in that one. Iowa is 23rd in fast break points, averaging 14.7 per game. And they're 15th in scoring offense, averaging 83.4 points per game. They're currently 16-11, 8-8 in Big Ten play, 3-7 on the road. But they won their last two, including the road win against my MSU Spartans. Sick about it. But, hey, Illinois is led by Terrence Shannon Jr. Oh, I forgot to write their averages. Oh, well. They're led by Terrence Shannon Jr., Marcus Domas, and Coleman Hawkins. In my opinion, the X factor in this one is Justin Harmon. Justin Harmon, the Utah Valley State transfer. Just whenever he scores, the Illinois does really well, especially when he gets into double digits. And in this game, points is a premium because, like I said, Iowa don't play defense. It's just cut and dry. It is what it is. Iowa does not play defense. So Justin Harmon is going to have plenty of opportunities to score, and I think he needs to take advantage of them. Now, Iowa is currently 16th in scoring offense, 83.3 points per game. So literally 0.1 points behind Iowa. 43rd in free throws per game, 22.5. So they need to attack, get to the line like they normally do. Illinois comes in at 19-7, 10-5 in the Big Ten play, and they won 3 of their last 5. And they're 13-2 at home, playing at home. Got a really great home record. Iowa really bad on the road. Give me Illinois to win the game. I think Terrence Shannon and Marcus Domas have monster games. Terrence Shannon may even go for 30. I don't really see Tony Perkins in that Iowa defense stopping him. And Marcus Domas stepped this game up tremendously since Terrence Shannon had the little legal trouble before the injunction for the restraining order. Marcus Domas made a huge leap offensively. So I think those two have monster games. I think Justin Harmon gets in double digits. I think Illinois wins the game. Moving on. We have my South Carolina Gamecocks at the Ole Miss. Ole Miss is the Rebels, right? We're at Ole Miss. Ole Miss is actually favored in this one. 2.5 points, 3:30 on ESPN. South Carolina ranked 21st in the country. South Carolina, they won the last matchup February 6th, 68-65 at home. If y'all remember, CMB, Colin Murray, Broyles had the huge block on Sharp that sparked the momentum late game to win the game. But Allen Flanagan went crazy that game, had 26 points. But Ole Miss only had 6 points off the bench. 6 bench points, while Colin Murray Broyles had 16 points, 9 rebounds. South Carolina had 23 bench points led by Miles Studi, who had 12 off the bench. But recently, South Carolina lost their last 2 games. 40-point blowout loss to Auburn. Lost last second by Jordan Reed hitting 2 free throws. Jacoby Wright missed the 3-pointer in the corner at the end of the game. South Carolina loses by 1 to LSU at home. And Ole Miss, since losing to South Carolina, has been 1-2. I know last game they lost to Mississippi State. So both teams kind of on the slide of late. I think South Carolina is the one that bounced back, though. I think Lamont Paris gets this team on track. Yeah, we lost 2 straight, but we lost to an LSU team who just upset Kentucky Tuesday night. They just upset us last Saturday. So they're kind of getting some good momentum and some confidence later in the year. And Auburn at home is just a juggernaut. They just lost their first game at home last Tuesday to Kentucky. Kentucky finally beat them. But somebody went out hurt, and I can't remember who it is off the top of my head right now. But somebody did end up leaving the game. I want to say it was Johnny Broom, but I could be wrong. So I think South Carolina, they sweep Ole Miss this season. They get the W. I think Colin Murray Broyles being so active, he's going to be active again for us. I think Talon Cooper, He facilitates the offense. And, I mean, to be honest, Ole Miss, that game against South Carolina in the second half, just could not miss. Alan Flanagan, Matt Morrell, they just could not miss in that second half. I don't know if they repeat that. South Carolina is a really good defensive team. We played really good defense that game. They just couldn't miss. I don't think that repeats. I think South Carolina wins. Next, we have a big game in ACC play. UNC at University of Virginia, 4 o'clock on ESPN. 10th ranked UNC is led by RJ Davis, 21.3 points per game. Armando Bacot, 14.6 points per game, 10.3 rebounds per game, and 1.7 blocks per game. Harrison Ingram, 12.5 points per game, 9.1 rebounds per game, and 1.4 steals per game. The X factor for UNC, in my opinion, is going to be Cormac Ryan. As I know, if you watch Virginia through the years, they love to run that pack line defense. I think Cormac Ryan's scoring ability from the perimeter is going to be huge. He's going to have to knock down some shots. What happened with VTech blowing out Virginia, they were able to score. If you're able to score in Virginia, and I know I say it countless times, if you're able to score on them, it's hard for them to keep up because they rely so much on their defensive abilities to stop you. So if Cormac Ryan can get going, get hot from three-point land, I think UNC could run away with it. Now, they're 21st in scoring offense, averaging 82.8 points per game, 26 in scoring margin, winning by an average of 11 points a game, 20-6 in the overall, 12-3 in ACC play, 6-2 on the road, and won 3 of their last 5 games. But here's the thing. UNC has not won in Charlottesville since the 2011-2012 season. That was the last time that they've won at UVA, almost 12 years ago. Forward, UVA, they're led by Reese Beckman. He's averaging 13.9 points per game, 5.8 assists per game, and 2.2 steals per game. Isaiah McNeely, 12.4 points per game. And Ryan Dunn, averaging 8.6 points per game, 7 rebounds per game, and 1.4 steals per game. Now, I normally pick one X factor. I picked 2 for this game. I picked Blake Buchanan and Jordan Minor because those will be the 2 guys mainly focused on Armando Bacot in this one. They're going to have to keep him off the offensive glass. They can't let him get good, deep positioning down low. They got to keep him. They got to push him away from the rim. They can't let him get to a spot. They can't let him be able to facilitate out the post. They got to disrupt Armando Bacot. If they don't, they're going to be in for a long night. Now, Virginia, like I said, really great defensive team. 3rd in scoring defense, only allowing 58.5 points per game. 13th in field goal percentage allowed, only allowing teams to shoot 39.8% from the field. They're 20-7 overall, 11-5 in ACC play. They're 14-1 at home. Their only home loss was to Pitt. Blake Henson had like 27. And they won their last 3 of 5. But in this one, I think UNC finally breaks the 11-12 year road drought against UVA. I think they get it done. UNC, really good offensive team. They can hit you from multiple angles. Like I said, they can hit you with RJ Davis, who can score anywhere on the floor, create his own shot. They can hit you with Harrison Ingram. He can go bully you down low in the post. He can shoot around the perimeter. He can score in the mid-range. Harrison Ingram could do it all on the floor as well. They can hit you with Armando Bacot down low. They can hit you with Cormac Ryan around the perimeter. And Elliot Cadeau, if he's not turning the ball over, he's distributing the ball. He could become dangerous, facilitating all that firepower for the UNC Tar Heels. Then you got Jalen Weathers off the bench as another big fella they have to worry about. UVA, man, I just don't think they have enough offensive firepower in this one to stop UNC or to match or keep up with UNC. I think UNC, like I said, they break the 11 to 12 year drought of finally get the road win in Charlottesville. My next game, you want to talk about offenses. We have Alabama, 13th ranked Alabama at 17th ranked Kentucky. 4 o'clock on CBS. Talk about firepower. Talk about offenses. Man, Alabama is led by Mark Sears, 20.4 points per game, 4.4 rebounds per game, 4.1 assists per game, and 1 point per game. Grant Nelson, 12.3 points per game, 5.6 rebounds per game, and 1.7 blocks per game. And then Aaron Estrada, the Hofstra transfer, he's averaging 13.1 points per game, 5 rebounds per game, 4.3 assists per game, and 1.6 steals per game. Now, if he's available, my X factor is Latrell Ricell. He is questionable off of injury. Latrell Ricell, the transfer from Cal State Fullerton, I think he's going to be huge and provide a scoring off the bench. You know, Rob Dillaham's going to be huge, provide scoring off the bench. Reed Shepard's going to be huge, provide scoring off the bench. Thank God. I think Latrell Ricell, he's going to have to provide a bunch of scoring off the bench to try to keep pace with the Kentucky scoring off the bench. Alabama is first in scoring offense, 91 points per game, 14th in three-point percentage, shooting 38% from the three-pointer, 19-7 overall, but 11-2 in first in the SEC, 4-3 on the road, but they are currently on a 3-game winning streak. For Kentucky, they're led by Antonio Reed, who's averaging 19.7 points per game, 4.3 rebounds per game. Rob Dillingham averaging 15 points per game and 3.8 assists per game, and that's coming off the bench. And Trey Mitchell, who is questionable, he is also questionable for tomorrow's game. 12 points per game, 7.5 rebounds per game, and 1.1 blocks per game. Now, the X factor in this one to me, DJ Wagner. DJ Wagner is the X factor in this game. He's going to have to be able to run the offense efficiently. He's going to have to be able to score efficiently, make the right passes, make the right plays, not have silly turnovers, not take silly shots, get Kentucky in their sets, get them in, get players in position to make plays. I think DJ Wagner is the X factor in this one for Kentucky. Now, Bama is first in scoring offense, but Kentucky's not that far off. They're third in scoring offense, 87.6 points per game. Now, here's the difference that could be. Bama, 13th in three-point percentage. Kentucky, second in three-point percentage, shooting 40.5% from three. And Kentucky gets them up. They get those three-point shots up. They will chuck from three. Kentucky's 18-8, 8-5 in SEC play. They're 11-4 at home, and they won 3 of their last 5 as well. In this one, I think I'm going with Bama. I think I'm going with Nate Oates. Nate Oates, great coach. John Calipari, great coach. He's going to be a great coaching matchup. Both teams have similar identities. I understand Bama's coming in the Rupp Arena, but Bama's battle-tested. Bama's just coming off of a huge win against Florida. They did go into overtime, but they got the dub. Kentucky's coming off of a disappointing loss to LSU on the road. I think Bama gets it done. I think Mark Sears, Grant Nelson, these guys get it done. It's going to be a lot of firepower, but I think Alabama just outlasts Kentucky and remains to have a stranglehold on the SEC. Now, y'all know I love to give mid-major some love, so I got 2 mid-major games for y'all. The first one is the battle for the Big West. We have UC Irvine at UC San Diego, 4 o'clock on ESPN+. UC Irvine is led by Justin Holmes, 12.9 points per game. Darren Sharon, 10.6 points per game, 3 rebounds per game. And Andre Henry, 10.4 points per game and 4 rebounds per game. Now, the X factor in this one for me is going to be Pierre Crockrell, the second. And the reason why he's going to be an X factor for me is he needs to provide additional scoring for the Anteaters. UC Irvine is 43rd in scoring defense, allowing 66.6 points per game. 25th in field goal percentage defense, only allowing teams to shoot 40.5% from the field, which is not bad, but they're 20-7 overall, 13-2 in the Big West, 6-7 on the road, but they won the last 4 of their last 5. So they're playing good ball right now. UC San Diego is led by Bryce Pope, 17.6 points per game, 4 boards per game, and 1 steal per game. Tyler McGee, 14.1 points per game, and then I always have trouble with his name. Anawanawa Tate Jones, 13.3 points per game, 5.8 rebounds per game, 3.1 assists per game, and 1.1 steals per game. Now, their X factor, in my opinion, is going to be Hayden Gray. And kind of like the same thing with DJ Wagner. It's going to be in terms of facilitating the offense. I mean, the guy can really do it all. He's averaging like 9 points, 4 boards, and like 3 assists, or 3 boards and 4 assists. It's something around that line. The guy does it all for UC San Diego. Now, I was looking up stats for UC San Diego, and they weren't showing in terms of the country. So I have no rankings in terms of the country. I think it's because UC San Diego is like fairly new to D1. I'm not sure, but their stats are not up there. So I can't hit you with anything where they're ranked in the country. But they are 18-9, 12-3 in the Big West, 1-3 straight, and are 12-1 at home. And for that reason, I'm going to ride with UC San Diego. UC San Diego is a really good team. I've been watching them play a couple basketball games. They run a pretty good offense. They're not bad defensively either. Actually, really solid defensively. Andre Henry is a really good scorer in my opinion. UC Irvine's a really good defensive team as well. I think it's going to be a tough matchup. I think UC San Diego's home crowd, it gives them the edge though. I think they go on to win the game. I think they then take over the number 1 spot in the Big West with a win. And my final game for y'all today is 22 ranked Colorado State at UNLV, which Colorado State will drop from the rankings coming back. I mean, after they took that painful loss, Donovan Dent in the clutch late game, hits an and-one layup. New Mexico wins at the pit against Colorado State. But Colorado State plays UNLV. UNLV is currently a half a game in front of Colorado State in the in the Mountain West, excuse me. But Colorado State is led by one of my favorite point guards in the country, Isaiah Stevens, who's averaging 16.3 points per game, 3.1 rebounds per game, and 7.4 assists per game, and 1.3 steals per game. Nick Clifford, 12.6 points per game, 7.2 rebounds per game, and 1.4 steals per game. And Joel Scott, 12 points per game and 6.1 rebounds per game. The X factor for this game, in my opinion, is Patrick Cartier. And he's going to be dealing with the Boone twins. And that's why he's the X factor, because the Boone twins, they're really good. They're really key for the UNLV roster, UNLV team. And I think he's going to have his hands full dealing with those guys. Colorado State is 48th in scoring margin, winning games on the average by 9 points. Now, they're 20-7, 8-6 in the Mountain West, 3-6 on the road, but they won. And this is why they're 3-6 on the road. So, their last 3 home games, they have won, but they have lost their last 2 road games, including the New Mexico game. So, at home, 3-game win streak. On the road, 2-game loser streak. UNLV, led by D-Dan Thomas Jr., the freshman, 12.4 points per game, 5.8 assists per game. Keelan Boone, 12.1 points per game, 6.4 rebounds per game. And Khalid Boone, 11.8 points per game, 4.8 rebounds per game, and 1.7 blocks per game. Both of the Boone twins coming from Oklahoma State. The X factor in this one's going to be Jackie Johnson, the third off the bench. I think his presence is going to be big against Isaiah Stevens. I think, to be honest, UNLV is going to have to focus on Isaiah Stevens. You can't allow him to get going. If he get going, it gets things going for Clifford, the bouncy Clifford, who's bouncy, gets things going for Josiah Strong. So it gets things going for a bunch of guys if he gets going. So he's going to have to be a guy that disrupts Stevens. 57th in field goal percentage. I'm shooting 47.1% from the field, and they're 46 in turnover margin, averaging 2.6 a game. They're 15-10 overall, but in the Mountain West, they're 8-5. They're 8-4 at home, and they won 4 of their last 5 games. This one is tough for me to pick because I really do like the way UNLV has been playing lately, especially at home. And I just love the Colorado State Rams roster. I love Isaiah Stevens. I like the team. I do think this is a really good team. I do think this is a March Madness team, NCAA tournament team. But I think Colorado State ends the road losing streak. I think Colorado State gets it done against UNLV. I think they have a lot that UNLV is going to be a lot for UNLV to handle. I think Colorado State shouldn't have lost to New Mexico, but Donovan Dent was just great in the clutch. Donovan Dent hit a tough bucket, and they lost. It's just how it goes, man. So I think I take Colorado State to win this game. Now, with that being said, that's all I have for y'all tonight. A lot of college basketball to watch. I know I only cover like 8-9 games, but it's so many more games to watch tomorrow. An honorable mention game. You have Loyola Chicago at George Mason. Loyola Chicago, I believe, is tied for first place in the A-10. George Mason, I think, can make a push for first place or somewhere near there at that A10. Loyola Chicago, man. Shout out to Drew Valentine. Having a great year with those guys. George Mason, in my opinion, both teams actually, in my opinion, coming out of nowhere, having great seasons. I think that's going to be a good one. I mean, for the sake of mentioning the game, I think Loyola Chicago wins. I think they've just been doing their thing in the A10. I think Drew's going to have those guys ready. So I'm going to roll with Loyola Chicago in that one. But again, man, bunch of great college games to watch tomorrow. I'm going to be tuned in when I get off work. Hopefully y'all can tune in whenever y'all get a chance. I might be back, might bring the same crew back because we may be doing a recap for Sunday. I'm going to get together, talk with the guys, see if they're going to be free. If they're not free, then chances are I won't do it, but they are free. Look out for the recap. Might recap some other games, especially with upsets, if upsets go on and stuff like that. But follow the Twitter. Follow my Twitter at Carl Talking NCAA. I will definitely give updates. That's why I give updates. I give upset alerts. I give huge wins, huge losses, player performances, all college basketball, college football stuff, notable things on my Twitter, Carl Talking NCAA. Show updates. I give all that on the Twitter. So, hey, you might be wondering, will Carl go live tomorrow? Follow the Twitter. I will let you know on Twitter. But, again, that's everything I got for y'all. And until I see y'all again, peace.
Thank you for staying to the end. If you're watching this on YouTube, please like this video, subscribe, and also hit that notification button so you can be notified next time we put out a video. If you're listening on any podcast platform, subscribe and hit that notification button, y'all, so you can be notified we put out another podcast audio. And last but not least, hit that share button. No matter what you're listening to or watching it, hit that share button and send it to somebody that you know that would love to watch this episode you just listened to. So once again, thank you for staying to the end, and we'll see y'all at the next episode.